Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the semifinal round of GameSpot's Mario Kart Tournament of the Ages. I'm your host, Chris Waters, joined by my co-host, as ever, Sean McInnes.
Howdy,
Sean,
folks.
we have reached the round of semis.
That is true.
As they
Our
say.
second to last round, as it were.
4 competitors remain out of an original field of 16, and the round is gonna go like this.
Okay.
Since you can only play 1 versus 1 in Super Mario Kart, we're gonna have face-offs. 2 people, best of 3. Courses chosen at the whim of their capricious hosts. Whoever wins each race will be competing for victory, glory, maybe some trophies, and some junk we found around the office in the final race on Rainbow Road.
And that miniature pony that Caro is going to carve out of wood.
The business that she's going to start based upon our fictional ramblings in the quarterfinal round.
Can't wait to see it.
So without further ado, we have Stan Lin and Van Wyn on
Their names rhyme.
on this rhyming couch. We're going to start off in Ghost Valley 1, I have just decided.
All right,
please
Ghost
choose
Valley 1
Mushroom
it
Cup.
is.
Ghost Valley it, gentlemen.
Oh, no.
All right.
Yes.
Ooh.
It's creepy. The ghosts are looming there in the background, threatening to eat you. They won't. It's okay.
Come on,
All right, Van Lin versus Stan Wyn. Is that correct? Or did I mix up your names because they rhyme?
Who can even tell anymore? We've got Van on the top racing as Koopa Troopa, Stan on the bottom racing as Toad.
Oh!
Van
Did not use the feather.
Was
when it
going
was
for the
meant to be
shortcut,
used.
did not execute the feather. The feather, an item not seen outside of this Mario
No,
Kart,
they abandoned it.
or if so, rarely. Nope,
Yeah,
I
they
get
abandoned it
confirmation
after Super Mario Kart because too high risk.
because
Far too high
so
risk.
silly. All you do is just jump and
You just- yeah.
do like a triple Lutz.
Also, coins never really stuck around.
Coins
Did they?
actually have
Coins?
made an appearance in a couple others,
Oh.
including most
Oh.
recently Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS.
What else have they been in? Super. Oh, okay. Yeah.
How did you just disappear there, Stan? The corner. The perilous corners. The terrible draw distance. The stilted controls.
The ghosts.
The olditude.
I will say this though.
What will get the best of these competitors?
Looks way better than the N64 version.
I second that.
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
Here's the question.
Mario Kart.
I'm having a vague memory of this being true, so please confirm or deny.
Please.
If you bounce into one of these blocks on the corner,
They
it
disappear.
then disappears.
Yep. Absolutely.
Delightful. I have vague muscle memory of my stuff.
All right.
Van!
Van.
Coming out on top.
Good work, Van.
Apparently you've won 3 times. Well, I don't know.
Three
That's
and
it.
oh.
Van has won,
3-1.
and he's up 1-0 on Stan Lin. On the next track, Stan's gonna have to win, or he is done. Sean,
Yep.
it's your turn to totally randomly choose one of these courses.
All right. Let's go to Star Cup and choose Bowser Castle 3,
Bowser Castle 3.
Where it all began.
where it all began.
I mean, probably,
For the third time.
to be fair, it probably all began in Super Mario Brothers.
So, as this is a best of 3 contest, if Van wins, he wins. But
Van
if
Wyn
he loses,
wins,
they
he
get
wins.
to do. If Van Wyn wins, he wins. If Stan Lin wins, he gets to race again one more time.
Stan negotiating those jumping lava pits with aplomb, and now coming around through the coin field, and getting on one of those primitive boost pads.
Now, you were
that
asking
barely
me
see.
earlier, what kind of face should a Thwomp have? This is the face that a Thwomp should have.
Yeah.
Intimidating, mean, and not queasy, looking like it's about to vom.
Not looking like he's maybe has the spits.
Yeah, it's kind of a mean case of the spits.
Just-
It's a little jarring going back to the Super Nintendo version. It's just so
some might say
flat.
a lot jarring.
It's so very, very flat,
This is like the Wolfenstein of Mario Karts.
right?
Our floating item boxes have devolved to 2-dimensional item squares that you drive over.
Which do not replenish, I should point out. So
Indeed.
there you go.
So if you take the ones on the optimal route, you're going to force your opponent to go elsewhere to get an item. Although we haven't really seen a lot of item interplay thus far between our 2 competitors. Stan is out to what appears to be a strong lead, though the innovation of, hey, here's a mini-map, you can totally see where you're at, was not around
No.
in this era. To clarify, the Peanut Gallery offering valuable knowledge, that was only in 1 player, not in 2 players, because 2 players strained the Super Nintendo to its limits.
Yes, that is accurate.
or not, you know, one of those.
Stan gets the highly coveted coin pickup, which allows him to do a whole lot of nothing except coins.
Except half more coins.
Go Stanley.
Stanley
And-
just crosses the finish line on his second lap, and Van
God.
is still quite a bit behind.
Oh,
Barring
Stanley
any
gets a
mental errors.
good thwomping.
Turning point.
A mean thwomping.
Stan got flomped, but Van was hung up on a turn at that point, so he really probably didn't gain much ground, and if anything, might have lost some. He's jumping for strength and power right now. It's well known that jumping has no effect on your speed or power. Power's not even a statistic in Mario Kart.
All right.
And
Stanley
we've
wins.
got a match. It's down to the next race, and whichever one we decide to choose based on which one, you know, looks the most tasty. Like Vanilla Lake on the Star Cup.
All right, Vanilla Lake on the Star Cup. That looks great.
Oh, it's ice
Ooh,
round.
ice and snow.
And we might be able to get through this ice round without Sean mentioning
I'm going to
baby
go out on a
penguins.
limb and suggest that this track has penguins on it.
Okay.
Because it is a snow track, and therefore, by my flawed logic, it must have penguins.
Which way is the track?
The track is not the way that you guys are
You
going.
guys are going generally in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's very courteous of you to be clearing all those ice blocks from the paths, Van. And we're pretty close going into the second lap. This is a quick one. This is not as long as Bowser Castle.
Things are looking
As we
mighty
can
solid.
see. Let's see how that red shell does in tracking down Van. Yes, it's got him. He's spun around, and now Stan has pulled him. Oh, Stan has made a bad error.
Oh, Stan is going backwards for some reason.
He has made a bad error, and now he's in the lake, and Van has followed him.
Oh,
He's still in the lake.
fortunately.
Meanwhile, Stan manages to hitch a ride from Lakitu out of the lake, and they resume. Wow, it is
Wow.
still neck and neck despite opportunities for one opponent to pull ahead of the other. Van.
Oh my gosh. Heartbreaking.
This is tough. And
Heartbreaking.
there are also some sinister looking bombs rotating back and forth.
Van in first place. Oh! Van gets bopped back. Oh!
Hit by his own green shell.
Stanley Lin is in first place. Let's see if he can hold on to this for the remainder.
How many laps are in this freaking race? Five
5 laps. I wish it told us.
If only there was some way besides having a bunch of dudes hanging around
Oh!
yelling, and Stanley Lin
Stanley Lin is our winner.
into the finals after a tough match against Van Wyn. Great competitors too.
Rich.
Congratulations,
That was
gentlemen,
rich
for
and
your
compelling.
play. Van, thank you for joining us. Stan, we'll see you in the finals. Up next, it's Tom McShay and Curtis Said for another one-on-one face-off. And with that, the second round of our semifinals is at hand. One of these gentlemen will be going on to the finals to face Stanley Lin. Will it be Tom McShay? Will it be Curtis Said?
I have literally no idea. Fortunately, we have a tool to determine that. It's called Super Mario Kart.
Perhaps you've heard of it.
Yes.
All right, as before, it is going to be a best-of-3 contest between these two dudes. And the first track will be chosen by Sean based on
And it
who
will
knows
be
what.
Special Cup and Ghost Valley 3, because why not?
Ghost Valley 3.
Ooh, starting with another ghost course.
What does that mean?
don't
What does it
know.
mean for our competitors?
I have no idea.
Let's see. I can only presume that Tom McShay is Koopa Troopa, given his vast love for the shelled minion of Bowser. And now he's offering some handy advice to Curtis, a good sportsman. For all of his flaws, and there are many, Tom McShay is a pretty decent sport at this point in time.
I want to mention this is 100
Little-
It's
That is a good suggestion, Tom. I'll consider it.
A little trivia about Tom McShay. This is his self-professed favorite game of all time. Self-professed favorite game of all time.
That's pretty true. He did say that.
He did.
He also said
self-profess
an
that.
interesting factoid earlier that was this is 100cc in multiplayer race because you can't do the 150. The 150. Curtis robbling the feather. Now can he use it to his advantage? Nope, he just kind of used it to do a sweep. Ominous music classic ghost house stuff.
Classic. There's a mushroom Tom has now, which is going to come in handy approximately nowhere.
Curtis, do you know how to power slide and jump at this point?
Oh, Tom McShay is on Curtis's heel. Bop him. Bop him.
Where's the sportsmanship?
Is that our first lap of the entire tournament?
That is, and you know what? I could have predicted it. This man, Tom plays this game on a fairly regular basis.
He plays to win. He does not play to lose.
I've only seen this kind of dedication to excellence at an old school game in one other man, and that's Aaron Thomas.
Aaron Thomas?
Aaron Thomas, who achieved such feats as beating Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, like blindfolded, perhaps.
Wow, I don't know
Tech
about
Mobile,
He's
I don't know.
weird.
All right, our next course.
He's a student of the old ways, as is Tom McShay. Now let's bust him back down to Flower Cup, and let's give Mario Circuit 3 a look, shall we?
This could be good.
We've raced on some future Mario raceways, etc. Let's see where it all began, to use that phrase again for the umpteenth time.
I hear from good authority that this track has penguins in it.
You need to go. You are going to the wrong
Come on,
website.
Curtis.
Come on, Curtis.
The websites you go to are not very good.
No, this track absolutely has penguins in it. I remember it. Oh, wait, no, sorry. They actually died and melted and became oil slicks. Oil slicks. They used to be penguins.
So the oil slicks are the decayed corpses of penguins?
Yes.
Thank you for that grim vision of our past and possibly our future.
The game is finding out what it is and avoiding it because it will slow you down.
Speaking of slowing it down, Curtis is managing to stay on the track most of the time, doing pretty decently, but still no match for McShay and his near clinical precision in this game. He's got the red shell. You gotta ask, how are the red shells in Super Mario Kart? Are they gonna just plow right into a wall, a la Mario Kart 64?
Maybe.
Only time will tell if Curtis ever fires the dang thing. I think he's biding his time, or doesn't know how to use items.
Yeah.
Yes, he's holding onto it. Good call, Stanley. Holding onto it in case of a possible lapping. You'll notice that astute observers will be able to spot Koopa Troopa in the background, and of course Luigi in the background. You can see your competitors on this raceway ahead of you, and it's pretty cool to see them off in the distance. Also kind of depressing.
If you're in second place. Like real deep in second place. Now we have the music speeding up because the match.
Bravo.
The match is over. Tom McShay has won. Curtis has fought the good fight, made it to the semifinals. Thank you for competing, sir. And Tom McShay, you are up now for a final match against Stanley Lynn. It's all come down to this, folks. From 16 players, started off earlier today in our Mario Kart Tournament of the Ages. Stanley Lynn and Tom McShay are now about to see who is the GameSpot Mario Kart champion of all time. It all comes down to this, folks. GameSpot's Mario Kart Tournament of the Ages is almost at an end. The final round is upon us, and it's Tom McShay versus Stanley Lynn on Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road. It's basically the Super Bowl of Mario Kart because it's a one-off competition.
It's true.
A single race on Rainbow Road, 5 laps to determine the overall winner.
No need to tally anything. No need to write anything down. Just two men
no need for
at the
this
top of their
anymore.
game, playing a game that was released so many years ago.
I don't want to throw this
determine-
clipboard. This is a good clipboard.
Yeah, you hold on to that. That'd be dangerous. To determine the winner, so without further ado, choose yes, get to the starting line, and let's race.
All right. Tom McShay on the top of the screen, Stanley on the bottom.
Out to
Stay
an
on the
early
track.
lead. Stay on the track, as always, remaining.
There are ramps?
Just remember
There are bumps.
the age-old logic. Stay on the track.
First fall off the track by Stanley, and that cost him 2 pence. Oh, and he couldn't get quite back on track for that narrow 4 square squares. I guess that's a unit of Mario Kart.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is not looking good for competitor Stan Lynn. Of course, if you've been watching this entire tournament, you know that Tom McShay's Super Mario Kart ability is borders on the savant. And we're going to see that in action today. We're also seeing the kind of thwomp that you can't
Oh,
just
is this
bump
gonna
up
be a
against
lapping?
without getting attitude.
Oh, Stanley.
Koopa threatening to The crowd is not happy, Sean.
Have you seen a more sinister example of insult to injury than that bopping just now?
That was pretty brutal. That
See my
was,
favorite briefing tactic?
he was bopping Stan off as he lapped him.
As he lapped him. The old bop and lap. The old bop and lap.
A tactic you can rarely pull off in many games, but here we've seen it in the finals of our competition. It's a tough one. It's not looking pretty. We can just hope Stan can keep some dignity and finish strong here, staying on the track and avoiding those horrible thwomps. Maybe even
Tom
D-lap
McShay.
himself. Here he comes
Tom
up
McShay, don't
on
toy.
Koopa.
Don't toy with us.
I did not toy.
Race.
The ghost, even the ghost is making a
The
funny
music is
face
speeding up
at
now.
Stan Lin. The music has reached a fever pitch,
What is
almost
going
as if this old emulation of an old game knows what is at stake.
Oh.
The championship of GameSpot's Mario Kart Tournament of the Ages
Oh!
goes to Tom McShay, the victor.
Tom McShay.
Congratulations.
All right, Tom.
Step up here into the winner's circle, Tom. We have something to give you on this occasion of your victory. It's an epically large trophy, appropriately labeled trophy. It brings
Trophy.
together so many symbols that are emblematic of your time here with Mario Kart. An 8-ball, a giant ox, an invisible karate kick person,
Two people playing netball.
and some ladies playing netball.
Yeah.
This truly
American flags for the most American of sports, kart racing.
a champion's trophy for the champion of GameSpot's Mario Kart tournament. Tom, congratulations.
Good work, Tom. Good work.
Do you have anything you'd like to share with the fans who've been watching your progress this whole time?
I don't know. I guess I want to thank God for what
Yes?
you're supposed to do.
Okay.
Yeah, the big man. All right.
man, dude.
Are you gonna
All right.
Are you gonna go anywhere?
He wanted me to win.
Are you going anywhere? No, not even like Disneyland.
Back to your desk.
All right.
Thank you to all our competitors here in the gallery and
Great work
those
in
who
the
are
gallery.
not with us now currently, who are elsewhere in this building, presumably.
They die.
Rainbow Road in the sky.
Yeah, the place where you go when you die, right?
It certainly is, according to a YouTube video. Thanks to you folks for watching, and hope you enjoyed the show. Ta-da.